What's going on, guys? It's another day in the garden and we are getting ready to sow some of my winter crops. This is my old chicken garden area. I'm going to be doing some Crosby Egyptian beets, some early wonder beets, chantenay or chantenay, however you pronounce it, carrots, and then some purple top turnips. I went ahead and made some rows here, and I amended the rows with some of my compost that has been breaking down since the spring and all throughout the summer. So most of it is completely broken down, minus some eggshells, which is perfectly fine. So I am going to do my carrots in this row here, and then my beets in this row here, and then my turnips down there. So we'll do some early wonder. All of my carrots will be in this row. Now, when it comes to carrots, they can be a little tricky to germinate. I'm going to sow these pretty heavy. They need to be like consistently moist. I'm going to try to, oh, I already had a sign in here. Huh. They need to be consistently moist. So I'm going to sprinkle them kind of in the middle. And then I'm going to pat them in. Because you don't need to bury them super deep. So just pat them in. Now let's get some water. Too much preparation. I'm just going to water this in. Now, to help keep them moist and also protect them from like heavy rains and getting displaced, I'm going to try to cover them. And I'm just using some of this broken down palm wood to cover. And I'll show you guys up close what I'm doing. Let's get under the irrigation. Need to keep this slightly covered using what I got. Some people use cardboard or a piece of wood. And then as soon as you get some germination, you can go ahead and remove your covering. Now we'll have to come and probably monitor for volunteers, because anytime you use cold compost, which is compost that isn't temperature regulated, you're going to have volunteers, especially tomatoes. So you really want to monitor to make sure you don't have competing growth. I've got some broken down wood here that I'm going to use to help cover. So hopefully this method works. I have another piece of broken down wood. There we go. So let's show you guys up close what I did. You see I just covered that row with the palm mulch, I guess, to keep the seedlings protected. And then I'll come out and check pretty much once a week to see if we have new growth. Once I have new growth, you can go ahead and remove your covering. All right, let's get the beets planted. Now these I am going to push down a little deep. And if you didn't know, when you do beets, the Crosby Egyptian, we'll do those first. There's usually 2 plants per seed. Now again, I have a lot, so I'm just gonna make a little trench here. And I'll come back and thin these out. Most of my beets I grow for the leaves. I love beet leaves. I have a hard time growing spinach, and I saute the leaves just like I would spinach, or when they're really young and small, I eat them fresh in salads. All right, so that was about 1/2 inch deep. I'm just patting those in, and I'm going to repeat. Ooh, this bag got a hole in it. Let's roll this up. The same for the early wonder beets. I think last year I did the Detroit red. Like a leaf stuck to me. Oh. All right, so I'm gonna make my trench, and then we're gonna sprinkle these in the trench. I'm really trying to make a conscious effort this year to use my seeds. Like a lot of the times you plant really small, you know, you space them all apart, and then I have a seed pack that's like 2 years old, and then now the seeds are starting to go bad and you have poor germination. I'm just going to plant them all. The ones that sprout up early, I will eat as young greens. Water this thing good. These I'm not going to cover. I only did that with my carrots. So I used all of those. These have a hole in them now. So where can I put this at? Put these in my pocket. I'll probably have seeds everywhere. All right, now for my purple top white globe turnips. Turnips you can eat for the greens, or you can eat for the actual roots. I just started eating turnips last year. I thought I didn't like them. I mean, I've always liked turnip greens, but I never ate the roots until I roasted them, and they were actually really good. Now these are very small, so again I'm going to just sprinkle them in. I made a small little trench. And then I'm just going to pat them in because they're small. All right. So I'm going to get that watered in and then we'll be done here. All right, I've got my water. It feels so amazing out today. It's probably about 8 in the morning. I've been out here since 7. I take care of the animals first thing in the morning. And then after they're taken care of, I try to get whatever garden task I can. So it's October. I think we have one more week left, or maybe a week and a half left. And then it'll be the end of October. We'll be jumping into November. So the only thing left to plant for my winter and spring garden is going to be my garlic. I'll be transplanting that out. Right now it's in the refrigerator. Probably the 2nd week of November, maybe the 3rd. As long as I have it in before Thanksgiving, that's usually my goal. And then that'll be set until the springtime when we harvest. The next thing I have are my onions. I'm going to have to buy some transplants. All of my seedlings, not all of them, 40 of them that I transplanted in one of my beds, they all were eaten. Something that was in the soil just ate all the roots and they disappeared. So I am going to be treating that soil with some nematode, beneficial nematodes, just to try to balance out whatever's in there eating all the roots, so then when I go to plant my garlic and my bigger onion starts, I won't have any issues. Right now I just put some tomato plants in that bed. We're going to see how they do. They were kind of overcrowded in this area, so I had to move them anyway. It's a little bird on the fence, that's cute. So I just put them over there. Right now they're doing good, no issues. So hopefully whatever was in there eating the roots is gone. But that is pretty much it that I'm going to be planting out. Now it's just trying to keep everything alive and pick off any pests that I see so I can start getting my harvest. So with that being said, the next few videos that you will be seeing from me is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to be doing a lot of maintenance to the food forest. We have to get this big Mexican sunflower cut back. It's taken up this whole area. I'm not going to cut it back all the way because it does provide winter protection. But I feel like a lot of the trees that I have in this area are mature enough to handle it. Let's see, we have cassava in here. I'll be breaking some of that back. It's actually covering up my mountain soursop. You can't even see it right now, but it is tucked in there. Let's see if I can actually get to it. We weed whacked this area. I'm going to be making a path since nothing wants to grow here. I've tried a Jamaican cherry that died. We've had 2 longan trees. Those both died. So clearly nothing wants to grow in this area, so we're just gonna make it a pathway. So we went ahead and weed whacked, and I'm just gonna be mulching this whole little path. We've got the pink muley grass, looking so beautiful. I absolutely love this grass. It's not an aggressive grower. Once it gets big enough, I'm definitely going to be dividing it and spreading it throughout the food forest. But let's go into the thick of it. Let's make sure I'm not walking in any spider webs. All right, here is my mountain soursop, being heavily protected by this cassava. So I'm just going to be cutting back the branches that are directly over it, just so in case we have some heavy winds or something, I don't have to worry about anything coming down and breaking the soursop. But it is nice and green. It's been protected all summer. I actually forgot it was even over here. So those are going to be all of my videos coming up. A lot of food forest maintenance. It's getting ready to be pigeon pea season. They'll be flowering and producing their little pods, and that harvest is extensive. It takes a lot out of me. We have to cut back this Mexican sunflower. I don't cut this one back all the way because it protects my dwarf coconut. That's right here. So it keeps it protected from the winter winds. I let the cranberry hibiscus grow up all around it. And then in the summer, everything gets cut back so it can get all the sun that it wants, but it's protected in the winter just until it gets established enough. Then this Mexican sunflower can be removed altogether. But until then, it's only, what, 2 years old? But it has been growing well. We've got new prongs. This one's a really old one, but we've got a new one coming up out of the middle. But it's been doing well. And then this Mexican sunflower, I'm just keeping it at bay. So all of those young stems at the bottom are going to be removed so that it doesn't become a large bush like this. And that's it. That's it for today's video. It's so nice out. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys are outside in your gardens. And don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. Let me know what garden content you want to see from me. Look at my tomatoes, doing so well. Hopefully they continue to grow. And that's it for today. Bye guys.